Hi everyone, and welcome back to Flight Sim 24. Today we're going to be doing a flight just off the eastern coast of Greece. And I don't think I've ever flown here before. What made me decide to do this flight was the reason I decided to do a lot of flights, free flights like this in Flight Sim, because I loaded up my PC today and I saw an image, being wallpaper image, and it showed this area, which is Skopelos Island. Skopelos. It's Skopelos Island in Greece. And the picture was really, really, really pretty. Okay, and the image was stunning. So I said, okay, I want to load up Flight Sim and take that flight. So here we are now in Flight Sim. And here is the island, Skopelos Island, right here. And it looks like the picture from on my wallpaper was this area right here. Right here. I'm pretty sure that's the area because I don't see. I mean, they had like some, houses and things like that around. So I'm pretty sure that's the area. And it looks like it's gonna really be nice to land a seaplane over here. So I have the naughty FN 333 Riviera. I think it's perfect for this flight. Okay, and as you can see, there's no airports here, at least in Flight Sim. I don't think there is anyway, but there is a heliport, so you can land a helicopter out there. You can land a helicopter anywhere, or you can take a bush plane, and land it somewhere off the shore, or maybe in these hills or something, which I thought about doing too. That would have been interesting, but I want to do a water landing here, okay? So, right now, over here in Greece, it's just after 6 a.m. Everything is live. Live weather, time, traffic, everything, okay? So, here is the airport that I'm taking off from, okay? And I don't know the name of this island, but when I look at it in Google, it says this is the Skiathos Island or whatever. Well, Skiathos is the name of the city down here, and it says this airport is Skiathos International Airport, but then it says Alexandros. So this is the airport, LGSK, okay? And look, it's only a 6 nautical mile flight, and we'll be there in 3 minutes. Just as a hop right across, okay? But I think it's going to be worth it. Now let me show you a little bit of what I'm looking at on Google here for this area. Okay? Skopelos Island, Greece. And look at these pictures, okay? And some of this was close to what I saw there on my big wallpaper. It looks very similar. A bunch of images here. And it's an island in the Aegean Sea, all right? But I do think this is going to be a interesting flight. Now let's take a look at this map. You can zoom in a little bit, okay? And you can see the area right here off the eastern coast of Greece. So, yeah, that's it. Now, here's my flight plan, just like it is here. Just some custom waypoints, because I'm going to kind of autopilot. We're just going to, ride right along the northern shore here. And this whole island is really small, okay? I mean, if that flight is showing 6 nautical miles, it seems like it'd be longer than that. Unless it's just talking about my first point. I don't really know, but I don't think it is. I think it's the full flight, but I'm not positive. Alright, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and get to the airfield and get the plane started and hopefully have a nice scenic flight. And I will see you all there. Okay, so here we are at the airport. And as you can see, it looks like the weather is really nice out here. Not bad at all. Okay, so pretty nice looking airport too. Alright, so let's go ahead now, and I'm going to climb aboard this aircraft and get this plane started. Okay, and it shouldn't be too long with that. As long as you remember from right to left in this aircraft, then you're good. I'm not going to need lights all daytime flight, but we're going to put our nav lights on. I always do my nav lights. All right, let's see. I think there was fuel valve. Yep, right here. Okay, we're going for the left. All right. And I was wrong. I had to readjust my flight plan because, you know, it showed that it was only 5 nautical miles. I'm like, that has to be further. So when I readjusted instead of direct course, it said 13 nautical miles. It's still not far of a flight, but it's further than what I thought. I mean, I thought it looked wrong. I didn't think that looked right. I think it was just showing that first waypoint because somehow it set that as the arrival, the first waypoint. So I had to change some things. But no problem, it's been changed. All right, so let's look down here. All right, get those magnetos on both. Open the throttle just a little bit. All right, make sure everything else, the parking brake is set. All right, altimeter set. And I will adjust the altitude. Maybe 2,000 feet. Transponder, we just put that on standby for now. All right, you know what? We are ready to go. So, well, we're ready to start. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Mixture full rich. Let's see if I'm forgetting something, but maybe not. All right, so let's crank it up. All right, good start. Oh, it took a few minutes to crank up. It was still kind of spinning there, all right? All right. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake and we will get to taxiing. We don't want it to get too fast. I noticed this plane does kind of get to going a little bit quick, you know, so you gotta make sure you get it slowed down, because if not, you can flip this plane over because of the narrow landing gear wheelbase right there, okay? Especially crosswinds and things like that, you have to watch. All right, we're going to taxi on down. Let's see, what runway is that? Runway 1, okay. We're going to taxi right on down to 1. Now, I don't really know much about the wind. I'll tell you what, let's see if we do have an ATIS here. I mean, you would think so. Looks like a kind of a large airport. No, it doesn't. All right, but that's okay. Rather than try to tune into some ATIS around the area, I'm just going to go ahead and take off as is. Oh, wait, there is a windsock. Okay, look at that. Check it out. You see it over here? That windsock is straight down, and it's a nice morning for flight. So let's go ahead now. We're going to take off from runway 1. Right onto the runway. I can already tell you, man, look, it's going to be pretty around here. Look at these hills. Look at this, you know. This should be some really, really nice scenery. Definitely. I'm just going to go ahead and use this entire runway, even though I probably don't have to, but I'm going. Now, if I was taking off, you know, if there was a good headwind, I would probably need even less runway, but no wind at all, I might need just a little bit more. That wind will help you get some lift, you know, right off the bat, so. very, very slight little breezes right there. Yeah, I think it would have been nicer taking off the other... Oh, no, I don't know. From runway 19, because I would have flew right over that island. I just see that island over there. Some Greek style looking homes, too. Buildings there. And I'm going to put just a couple of notches of flaps in. Don't know if I really need it, but I might as well do that, alright? So let's get around in position. You can hear the brakes squeaking, that's what you hear right there, okay? Definitely one of my favorite seaplanes to fly in this game. It's even funner in 24 because you have some water physics too. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to stop right here. We're going to pull the brake. And make sure our prop RPMs are all the way. 100. Okay. Let's go ahead and head on out. Look at that, no worries with crosswinds or nothing. Get the gear up. I think I could have used some trim for sure. Alright, so now take off okay, I guess. So we are going to go ahead and make that turn to the east. Let's put in some trim. I'm having to kind of like fight this plane a little bit. We don't want to be doing that. Retract the flaps now. So I probably should have had about 6-degree trim when I took off. Heading. I don't have the autopilot now. I'm just kind of getting things set up. But we're not running autopilot just yet. Oh, you know why I might have been a little hesitant to start? I didn't put my fuel pump on. Alright, this will do good right about here. Okay, we can kind of start trimming down a little bit. So, when you look over to the left here, this is the island right here. So, as you can see, it's just right across. It took off right here, and you can see, you know, the whole island right here. So, we're going to start making that turn over to the north side of this island, rather than follow my GPS like I started to do there, because I want to kind of fly along that northern coast of this island. Well, north. It's more like the northeast coast here, you know. So we're going to fly right over these hills, and I'm going to kind of level out at about 2,000. We might need to go just a little bit higher just to make sure I play these hills. It's possible because they're kind of high. You just fly right through the middle. I was going to fly around that point, but instead I'm going to fly right across here. You know what I saw on being wallpaper could have been right there too. But I'm thinking it's where we're going. I'm thinking that's where it's at. And as expected, the sunrise looks really nice over these hills. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to come back a little bit here. Without too much. More of a cruising speed. We not need to climb anymore. Check this view out. That will make a nice short too. I'm gonna tell you, in case you don't notice right now, my performance is absolutely outstanding right now. Okay, it is so smooth. I mean, look at it. I don't think Flight Sim has ever been this smooth. It's really, really smooth. I don't know what my frames are at right now, but I'm gonna have to start pulling up some numbers one day because this is nice. All right, so let's go ahead and get this pulled back some. Because as I mentioned, it's a short flight. And I will have to remember to drop these floaters down when I'm ready to land. It's a good time. Well, over here it's after 11 p.m. at night, so it's a good time to fly out around Greece because it's early in the morning, and you know, looks like we got a ship out there or something. If so, we could do a flyby. It looks like it is. I think. Maybe I'll get a little closer and we'll see if it is. Is that like a sailing boat or something, or island, or I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, that looks like some kind of large sailboat. Really good. All right, check this out. Look at this. That is really stunning. Okay. I'm not sure now if this is what I saw in the Bing wallpaper. I think it is, but I'm not positive. Because I remember these big hills being on the left side, but maybe it was kind of showing for like this area here, you know. So we're going to turn around right here, and I'm going to land in that bay and kind of pull forward a little bit. I'm going to trim up some. I'm going to hold my altitude right there. I don't want it to get any lower. Circle out and do my landing. You can still see that sailboat out over there off the wing. You see it at the top right there? Let's try to do a flyby. How about it? Let's do a flyby. It's just so tempting, you know, so we can give them a wave when we go by, okay? Without getting any lower. I'm gonna watch the speed to tell you. Should be a pretty good flyby. Get your cameras ready. We're going to do a flyby of a nice sailing vessel. There we go. Check that out. Look at that. Let's go ahead now and get it. Make sure I don't hit that because it loses access to my throttles and stuff. I might have to come around because I'm going to want to make sure I clear these hills. So I need all of that power, you know. I probably should have turned out to my left because my speed, I don't want it to drop too much. But this is a good fly over these hills. I'm clearing them enough, okay? Even if I am making you nervous, I'm clearing them enough. We still got over 100, so we good. All right. You really want to be up at about at least 1,000 playing around those hills like that. Okay, I'm putting in some flaps now without slowing down too much. Okay, let's get ready to put those. I think I might want to get my flaps up because we don't want to get too slow now. Alright, we're going to drop our floaters down. And prepare for landing. I'm just going to turn right out. And we're going to come right around. And land right there in the bay. If I don't put my floaters down early enough, a lot of times I end up forgetting. Alright, getting some flaps in. And we are coming in for a landing. Still too fast though. Trying to remember the actual flaps you want to get in when you land. But we're going to be probably close to full. Not bad, but I'm still going a little faster than what I wanted to. Reverse thrust. All right. So let's put in a little bit of the prop RPMs. And we're just going to kind of work our way in a little bit. So welcome to Skopelos Island, Greece. I would also think this may be a pretty popular anchorage for sailboats and things, other large yachts that might be around in the area. As you can see, all the there's a lot of like buildings here. I think that's maybe mostly residential condos, things like that, but I'm not sure because I've never been here. The only time I've been here is right here, right now, virtually in Flight Simulator. The water is nice and calm, so I picked a good day to do this live weather anyway, without having to set it to clear and adjust my own weather things. And you can see there's not even a cloud in sight. Well, back here, but everywhere else, not a cloud. Doesn't that water make you just kind of want to get out and take a swim? The reflections, the water just looks like glass here. At least when I have my camera up like that, you see that? You know, I mean, even as I mentioned, I've never been here, but I can tell you what, the pictures I saw, this looks pretty accurate. It looks pretty accurate. Especially the way these houses and buildings are in here, these apartments and condos. Alright, we need to get this plane stopped. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cut everything off right here. And I'm going to drop the anchor down. Alright. There we go. That looks like a nice little cove just to kind of hang out in and have a drink. And maybe go for a swim. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And until next time, bye for now.